I just find it fascinating that nobody's really talking about the fact that Senator Bernie Sanders could be the first Jewish presidential candidate to win one of these contests, and could possibly be the first Jewish nominee. While we've heard so much about religion in this presidential cycle, Republicans campaigning and trying to woo evangelical Christians, you've heard about Donald Trump's ban on Muslims, but you haven't heard too much about this potentially historic moment in the Jewish community.
That's interesting. All right, so what are people saying about kind of the non-discussion of Bernie Sanders potentially being the first Jewish person to go a long way?
Yeah, so it kind of comes down to three main reasons. One, Hillary Clinton, the Democratic frontrunner, has long-standing relationships within the Jewish community that goes back at least some 25 years, and she's done many things to strengthen those ties in this cycle. She's written op-eds in Jewish Journal and The Forward about her personal commitment to the security of Israel, among other things. She's her campaign staff held an event for Jewish donors around the White House Hanukkah reception last week. Her campaign named a new director for Jewish outreach, so she's done all of these things. While number two, Bernie Sanders hasn't really emphasized his background at all, really, this cycle, and particularly his faith. And the third reason is that there's this feeling in the country that we've proven for a while that we could vote for a Jewish candidate into the nation's highest office, even though it hasn't already happened yet.
We're speaking with Alex Rogers, staff correspondent at National Journal. His piece is called "The Groundbreaking Jewish Candidate Who May Not Get Much Jewish Support." Senator Sanders is not really promoting this, I guess, right? He's not out there on the campaign trail saying, I'm Jewish, therefore I'm best to represent the Jewish vote, right?
Right. Looking through some of the previous clips, there have been a few articles about this, but there really hasn't been, his campaign didn't talk to me, his campaign didn't talk to some of the other Jewish outlets that were looking into this. He did tell the New Yorker in October that growing up Jewish drilled into him the idea that politics matters. He told him, quote, an election in 1932 ended up killing 50 million people around the world, close quote. So he has not really been talking about this too much, but, there's on some rare occasions he's talked about it, his background, but for the most part he's really sticking to his bread and butter, and that's the idea of how to tackle income inequality in the country.